Asset Ripper GUI is a free and open source tool used to extract assets from Unity-based game files like .assets or .resource files. It allows you to view, explore, and export assets like 3D models and textures outside of the original game environment. This can be useful for learning purposes, personal backups, or inspecting how Unity games are structured. To install, navigate to the Asset Ripper GUI release page on GitHub. From there, choose the version that matches your operating system and CPU type. Most users will download Asset Ripper WinX64 zip for standard 64-bit Windows systems. Extract the contents of the zip to a file path of your choosing. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to place it in the Program Files folder of my F drive. Now, when I try to launch from here, I'm going to get an error message in the console. If you receive this error, you can try moving the .exe to a different folder. Alternatively, you can simply right-click the exe and select Run as Administrator. This should bypass the error and the console will now open. Once Asset Ripper is open, select File, Open File, and navigate to your game's data folder. This is usually a folder ending in _data, for example, game name _data. In this tutorial, I'm using a .assets file created from open source content, but the process is the same for most Unity games. I'll show a typical file path for a Steam installed game on screen as a reference. Inside the data folder, look for files like sharedassets 0.assets and .ress. These contain most of the game's 3D models, textures, and audio. Select sharedassets 0.assets and click Open. Once the .assets file has loaded in Asset Ripper, click View Loaded Files to see the contents that were successfully extracted. As you can see, several mesh files are listed here. To export everything, click Export, Export All Files, and select Folder. In the File Explorer window, choose your desired output folder or create a new one for these exports. After selecting your folder, return to Asset Ripper and click Export Primary Content. You should see the console respond, indicating the export is in progress, followed by a line reading Finished Exporting Assets once complete. You can now navigate to the output folder and view the extracted files. Open the Assets folder, then browse through the subfolders. In this example, we'll go into the Meshes folder to access the extracted 3D object files. If you'd like, you can now import these models into Blender to view, manipulate, or repurpose them completely independent of the original game environment. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe.